Ladies and gentlemen, back at Club Kitchen.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. Oh my goodness. Man, I don't know where to begin with this one. I don't know, but we're at doing another episode. If you're listening for the first time ever, this is a special, rare occasion. We have a guest.
We do.
We do have a guest.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be electric, dynamite.
Electric? It's electric.
It's gonna be fire.
Why?
Fire.
So it's like fire and then there's like far?
Farter. We have a guest with us that's going to be sharing about his life and what he's been doing and up to. Shout out to the one and only Toby Jacobi.
We need some sounds.
We can snap it up. Toby, man, I want to build you up a little bit, bro. This guy I've known. I don't know when I first got to know you, but I think it's just through church and
How long has it been?
Feel like it was it through Brian that I met you the first time, Brian Allard?
It might have been.
I met you
Yeah.
Brian Allard the first time, but I can't remember where in this.
That's been so long.
It
Yeah.
was a minute ago. So
Yeah. It's been a
Where year did you get married?
19.
Okay, so it has been.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been like 6, 7, 8-ish years? Somewhere in there? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, we've been to your wedding.
Mhm.
We've rocked youth ministry.
Yeah.
Just doing some simple things with life. Doing some youth trips together. Quite a few youth trips. Oh my gosh, dude. But Toby won. That's one of a nickname. This guy is a Christian rap artist here. We have
Yeah, he
a
is.
Christian rap artist. Yeah,
In Club Kitchen.
and he owns it, and he believes it, and he does it, and he believes in what he's about and stands on. So shout out to you, Tobe, for coming on the pod. How are you, brother?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you also, I mean, we got to have his beautiful bride on because y'all are a mixed couple as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Interracial couple.
yeah. Because what kind of background do you have, Tobe? By the way, like,
Ethnicity?
yeah,
Ethnicity? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Just half black, half white.
half white,
Yeah.
and then your wife,
She is Arabic and white.
Arabic and white.
And then she's adopted by farmers from
Bum,
Washington.
bum, 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 bum.
State Farmers.
So-
oh yes,
No,
come
we
on,
are
bro.
A whole
farmers.
lot of mix in there.
That's
dude,
awesome.
dude.
We won't talk about that part because that's sacred. That's for another
That's
pod.
another
Yeah.
episode.
But
Yeah,
I
we
think that's so
definitely
cool.
want to bring that aspect to the.
Definitely.
That's part of the piece of the white chocolate with
Yeah.
the mix and the mashing. But let's just start, man. I'm just really thrilled to share, just kind of dig into hip hop, rap, those avenues, because that's a big piece to people and how we
Yeah.
roll and how we do
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Before that, do you want to talk about like his story a little bit?
Yes. Oh, you have an icebreaker. You haven't asked the icebreaker.
I haven't asked the icebreaker.
What's your icebreaker for our guests usually?
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Mm.
You probably heard it at church this morning too. Superman?
Yeah.
Superman.
That's controversial.
Is it controversial?
Is it flavors or is it just vanilla ice cream with?
Man, what does it remind me of? It's like
Wait, which side of the fence are you on? So I just know.
What do you mean?
So with Superman in Michigan, I've heard they have different flavors as like the Superman colors. But then I feel like,
Oh wow.
or
crazy.
you get it's Superman but vanilla ice cream with different dyes.
No. It's definitely not.
You've had the different ones,
It's got a
different
different flavor to it.
Different
Yeah.
flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're maybe they add flavoring to the vanilla.
I've just heard
Never
both
dug
sides of the
into it.
coin.
It's just got a fruity flavor to it that sometimes I don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
stuff is real savory to ice cream. I'm like, I want some fruity in the ice cream, and Superman is nice.
Superman.
Superman.
It's
Okay,
nice.
that's pretty
It's
strong.
weird when it's hot outside. I'm like, give me chocolate ice cream
All day long.
all day.
All day.
But when it's not necessarily, or it's a certain kind of day, I'm like, I want some sweet fruity. You know,
Do you like sherbet?
I do. I do like
I
sherbet.
love
oh my
sherbet.
Gosh, I grew up on sherbet.
Bruh.
Yeah, throwing it in the blender with 7-Up. It was like that was, boy, it was setting us up.
Sherbert.
You don't really care for it.
I don't know. I'm a chocolate person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Reese's.
Throw it in
I'm
the
a-
blender and put some 7-Up or some Sprite in it. You'll be like, okay, I can mess with sherbet.
I can see.
This-
I can see why, Toby. You just got
It's so
that.
good with
Yeah.
the orange. I've tried recently lemon sherbet.
Ooh. I mean,
Mix it with strawberry.
It made me
Lord have
made me
mercy.
think of, like Italian ice, but I guess
Man.
that's not
Yeah,
ice.
but a little more fuller of a flavor.
Yeah. yeah.
mm.
Another goofy thing is I still kind of have a lactose thing, so
Yeah, I was just thinking.
I order like junior sizes when I pull up ice cream. I don't really. More than that, I'm like,
I was marinated.
I was
What you doing, bro?
thinking. I knew you told me. I'm like, I'm lactose intolerant, JP. I'm like,
yeah.
oh man.
Yeah.
We so dabble.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It just, it just speeds up the process. We'll
Yeah.
just put it
Speeds
like
up
that.
the process, brother.
That's
Oh my gosh, bro. Man, so we're having you on. We want to talk about hip hop, and again, that's so cool about and I hope people that are listening, they just get a sense of who you are and what you're about. But tell me about maybe when you first was exposed to hip hop, or how that became something you grew up with.
Man.
Yeah, who's your favorite rappers growing up?
Oh boy. Well,
BC days. Come on,
BC
come
days.
on.
No, for sure. So it definitely, a lot of the exposure was definitely through family
Mm-hmm.
and
At the cookouts.
just cookouts, just life. My believe it or not, my parents listened to a lot of music. They listened to R&B,
Oh yeah.
funk,
Oh
rap.
yes.
My dad liked rock. My dad's white. My mom's black. So my dad had some of his rock, like Chili Peppers, Rage Against the Machine, stuff like that. So I got into a little bit of that too. But even my dad was, like NWA, Public Enemy. He kind of liked them, and that was a little older for me. But like, so it was definitely like Biggie, Tupac would probably be my first exposures, but it's hard for me to really pinpoint. If I could really pinpoint a memory, I remember riding in the car hearing like Ludacris on the radio, stuff like that. T.I. and Luda on the radio.
Yeah.
There was like, Missy Elliott or something
Oh,
like that,
yeah,
on
man.
the radio. A lot of radio music was a lot of it.
Mhm.
Because you're traveling around. I didn't really, technology wasn't like it was
Sure.
when we were
Sure.
smaller, so hearing music was a CD player.
Wait,
and it was like, I'm a
pause.
kid, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Did you make your own CDs like LimeWire, like Napster?
Yes,
Bro, I would sit there and just, like,
absolutely,
Oh, wow.
absolutely. As
That's illegal,
time
honey.
grew
You
and
can't do
learning
that.
I know. I would
know.
never do that. I
Hey.
just saw other people do it.
Hey, real
Dude,
talk.
I was Napster. I
Real
was
talk.
Napster.
Jesus said, "Come as you are." He was like, "Hey, you better quit stealing that music. You're stealing." I
Oh
said, "You
my
right.
You're so
You
right.
You right.
But-
I didn't realize."
Times are hard. Times are
For
different.
sure. These was BC days. That's why I was
Literally.
stealing it all.
Man.
So yeah, probably radio. And your question, favorite artist, BC days. So I definitely I had a lot of people I liked, but I would have to probably say my favorite guy was Pharrell. And Pharrell wasn't a rapper,
Pharrell?
just
Dude.
well, it was that
He's an
Pharrell.
interesting guy, man.
Dude, it was something always about his
He's so
beats.
smooth.
It was always
So
because he featured with Jay-Z, he featured with Snoop, he featured with
Anybody,
T.I.,
yeah.
he featured with Lou, he featured with everybody who was popping. Nelly, everybody got hits with Pharrell, right?
Yeah.
And so it was like you always could identify one of his. It was like, oh, this is his production. I can hear it,
Mhm.
and it was like, I already know I'm gonna like this,
Wow.
So a lot of his stuff, something about, and then he had his own band too, which his band was different, but it was, my dad's rock kind of drew me to the band side of him a little bit. So I was like, I can dig this. I like some of his rock songs, and he had his own clothing line. He had a lot of stuff going on. I was like, this dude, like, what don't he do music wise, like hip hop wise? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got your own clothing, you make your own beats, you got your own label, you write your own raps, you got your own band. I'm like, what else is there left to do with this guy? So he was really a big inspiration growing up, for sure.
Oh, I have one other question.
Oh,
Yeah.
keep
Did
going.
Did you ever watch 106 in Park?
Oh yeah.
AJ and Free?
Yeah. I do remember them.
That's crazy.
It was
Oh, in the basement.
yes, wasn't that Taking
In the basement. Yes.
Yes, I remember Taking the Basement. Yep.
Faithfully watched that 4
Yeah,
o'clock
yeah,
BET.
Yep. It was
I didn't-
yeah.
I didn't get that channel.
No.
I think you got the channel,
Hey,
baby. You weren't allowed to
I
watch.
got MTV.
I do remember a lot of
I would
MTV.
sneak around and watch MTV all the time.
MTV because they was playing music videos.
They were playing
play the
music
videos.
Before
videos.
school, I would watch the music video.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
man.
like this is crazy.
It's
what
kind of
they got
crazy
going on.
hindsight.
It was because they were
Dude.
Looking
wilding
at
out.
things that probably shouldn't look.
So, again, you probably, okay, growing up, exposed to this hip hop
Yeah.
and a lot of different music, which
Yeah.
makes you like, anytime I talk to you, you definitely have that artist feel to yourself. Like
Yeah.
Anybody that knows an artist, whether it's music, I think we're all different types of artists in different ways,
Yes.
but like musical artists is like, just, I don't know, it's just like a different, how you perceive things or have that perspective. So that's why it's like so cool whenever we have talked and shared, when did it become something of like, oh, like, I think I could, when did you start to say, oh, I want to try to rap or start to put some, words
So,
together?
Crazy story is my very first, well, as I was saying with music was always in the background of my life. Like I remember Busta Rhymes CDs at my parents' house, Prince, and all types of different stuff. So it was always music in the background. But my first dream was actually to be a pro athlete, believe it or not.
Oh.
But so I was good for the lightweight league. Okay. After the lightweight league, I needed coaches. I needed mentorship. I needed dedication. I didn't have those things. I just had the ignorance of, well, I'm good in a lightweight league, so I'm about to ride this thing all the way out. Well,
What do you mean by lightweight league?
Lightweight league means, so growing up, if you cannot weigh more than 130 pounds, you
Okay.
can't be in the league if you weigh more than 130 pounds. So in eighth, my last,
Which sport?
and it was, I think, an age limit too.
So about football?
Yes.
Or-
Sorry.
Oh, okay,
football.
okay,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I didn't mention that. What sport?
Yeah, you
But definitely football. I had a lot of agility in football, so I
Yeah.
could juke people and score touchdowns. So I thought I was, the truth. You get people cheering for you, scoring, you get lost in that. So with that died down in high school. It was kind of like, this isn't like it used to be. It's not really working out. And so at the very end of high school, the buddy, my best friend at the time, we're freestyling. Like, actually, we didn't even get into that yet. We were kind of messing around, trying to find a program. Like he kept pushing this idea, like we're playing Halo, like on the Xbox, and he's like, "Man, we should start rapping." And I'm just like, what's into you? Like, why do you want to rap? Whatever. So we looked into it. You know how, the old Windows computers have the green cord and the blue cord and the pink cord for the mic.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had like a pink mic cord
Oh,
plug in, and we downloaded Audacity,
Yeah.
free
man.
software.
Yep.
And then we started taking beats off of YouTube because you could, next thing you know, we stayed up the whole night and made a mixtape of like 10 tracks.
No way.
Literally, it was like, okay, put on the beat. Like he'd pick his favorite, I'd pick my whatever's, put the beat on. Okay, put it on, press record. You don't get to take it back. You don't get to redo it. You just
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No way.
That's how it started. It was raw. It was
That's so
wild.
vintage, bro.
Yes, that's how it started. And then from then on, it became this thing where I was like, I actually like this. Like, I like taking the time to sit, because we would freestyle like off the head right there. Then it started to becoming where we were goofy. We were just goofy dudes growing up. And then it became, let's actually write goofy lyrics now. So once I started getting intentional with like actually trying to be funny and rhyming, that's where I really started to discover like, I like this. It didn't hit me to where I was like, I can go somewhere with this, but I was like, I just enjoy this process of like making funny tracks and saying, trying to make each other laugh. That's all it really was trying to be funny to each other. So that then grew. It was kind of crazy because it grew of where it was like, I think I got some talent in this. And for him, he was like, I don't want to go beyond being funny. So we started to go beyond that. I mean, we started going to studios and, connecting with other people in high school who were rapping. But it started becoming this thing that was like, he just didn't want to stick with it. So, but that's how it started for me. It kind of got me on a traction to keep on going with it.
Wow. So you were senior in high school?
That's when we were doing the raw freestyle.
Yeah.
Just go.
Isn't it so funny? I think sometimes in high school, like you do some of these, like I used to make goofy videos with my buddies, man. Like just
Still make goofy videos.
making
You do.
like
It's your birthday.
it's like Making yeah, oh
Absolutely.
yeah, that's classic right there. But
Yeah.
I just remember making movies, like we would actually like come up with a plot and like actors, and it was just
It's fun. It's
it's just
creative.
fun stuff, but it's
Yeah.
like totally like kind of lighthearted
Yeah.
at the same time too, but just like
Yeah.
enjoying,
Yes.
creating art, creating something that's
Yeah.
new.
It was discovering. It was like, oh, I can. I have this thing. It's like I
Yeah,
said, from football, it was like, just
man,
give me the controller, and it was like, wait a minute. So it's cool. So I just tapped the table. My bad.
dude, cool. From there, where like what were you rapping about? Like in
To start.
yeah,
Well,
to
it's
start.
Boy,
it was
well,
the fun jokes, or
Well, yeah. So definitely us. We were just funny people. Like I come from the the school era. Like everybody's cracking on each other at the lunch table type stuff. Stuff like that. But unfortunately, the dark side of hip hop is very, it's arrogant. It's explicit sexually.
Yeah.
It's make money or sell drugs or things like, or shoot up such and such, or or stuff like that. So a lot of like I learned a lot of my like you learn your style, and then you also learn your subject matter to kind of like you can get away with making up stuff, a lot of it, as you're doing it. It's like, who cares? I'm just being goofy, or I'm going to say these things you almost replicate the things that you've been listening to so much.
Mm-hmm.
wow.
So
Yeah,
a lot of it was sexually explicit stuff, or I'm that guy, or you know, I'll take your girlfriend, just not nice things,
Mm.
not good things.
Did you ever think at that time like, whoa, why am I saying that, or does this bring life at all, or is this something you just naturally, because of the byproduct of what you saw?
Yeah, a lot of it, man, it's crazy, the magnetism of like a social thing. So like me and my buddy, we'd get on, we'd just be goofy. That's who we were.
Yeah.
We started bringing in other friend groups of more people, and then more people would get on and make songs, and then that's when it started getting competitive, and just more foolish, really. So
Mm.
that was a lot of it. Now, moving forward, when I started to take myself seriously was 2013. I was in a group, and I had a couple. One guy was a camera guy, other guys were assistants in that, other guys were music artists. So we put our heads together in some sense. We'd market together and things like that. And I did like all the engineering, so all the mixing and mastering and stuff like that. So once I was taking myself serious, and we were all trying to work together, like shooting our videos and things like that. Yes, it definitely was at its height. It was definitely those things I told you, just like why I'm so dope, and
Yeah.
me talking about a bunch of girls, and you know, I couldn't really talk money a whole lot. I couldn't really talk like if I ever talked about, like, I never would talk about like, we'll with them together, it was kind of like, we'll come by and jump you kind of a thing, but it was never like individually. It was like, if you mess with me, you gonna get what you messing with, but I wasn't like a provoking type of artist necessarily.
Got it.
So
Were you ever like inspired by movies like 8 Mile? Like,
no,
were you ever inspired by like rap battles or anything like that? Like, just to like witness it? I don't know.
no, yeah, I've definitely watched rap battles, and they're interesting. They are interesting because it's interesting when your mindset is like, like, my agenda is to,
Roast you.
roast this
Destroy
dude.
you.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
it's a different mindset. It's a different way of, it's a different focus.
But then at the end of the movie, he roasts himself, so there's nothing to roast.
Yeah.
That's some reverse psychology.
I
Right?
never watched the whole movie of 8 Mile.
You never watched 8 Mile?
I never.
Don't watch it. Don't
I've
watch
seen
it.
It's
parts.
okay, bro.
Don't
I've
watch
seen parts. I have seen
It's
parts. I've seen.
I know. I'm
I've
not.
seen
we're
Dave
not
Chappelle's.
promoting that, but
No, absolutely.
I've seen it.
No, yeah.
And,
I just want to clarify of like
That's
like
Toby.
one of
I'm
the
proud of you.
biggest things. One of the biggest things that happens. Well, I seen Dave Chappelle mocking 8 Mile, so
Okay.
I've seen plenty of Dave Chappelle. I'm not condoning that either. But I get hit with a lot where people bring up like movie scenes or movie
References,
punchlines, and
yeah.
I'm just like crickets. Like, and they're like, "You didn't see that," and I'm like, "I did."
That's good.
Dude,
But sometimes you catch clips of stuff, so I've caught clips. I know scenes in the movie. I just,
yeah.
Yeah. Is there even a rap movie that I could say? What are rap movies out there? I don't even. hard for me to
There's
say,
a couple out there, man. What?
Is there?
Yeah. There's the one movie
That one movie, you know.
'Cause 8 Mile was for sure.
What's his name? He's an older gentleman. I forget his. He played in the first Iron Man movie.
Interesting.
You know,
Hustle and Flow or something like that.
Oh, Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
Hustle and Flow is also about rapping.
I
Yeah.
do remember that.
Definitely not a good movie.
No, that's
That
terrible.
movie was wild. That movie was kind of.
So you've seen that one?
Yes, I did. See
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah,
devoting
no.
that.
So
Not at all.
let's move forward.
It's just a mentioning, but no, yeah. I mean, that's another thing. It's just like they did well at making the rap look cool, but
Yeah.
the subject matter was just not good, and their lifestyle was wild. So
Yeah, I think we'll probably talk a little bit more about that. The influence of hip hop and where's that, but where did things take a turn in terms of like your faith and your testimony and where you're at right now? Like because sounds like you were just really into the negativity of it, but you were just kind of hooked into that.
Yeah.
Because that's what you saw and that's what you're exposed to. But like when did the light become exposed, and then when you maybe think, oh, I can rap about the Lord?
Mm-hmm. Well, shoot. So 2016 was my official meeting the Lord, but like I said, 2013 was when I put up my first, like, I'm taking myself professional art music form or music project. So in between those 3 years, I was going through, really, to be transparent, I was dealing with a sex addiction. I don't know if that's even classifiable in this culture we live in, but I was, because it was leading my life out of control, and enough to where my I was starting to talk to my boys in my rap group, like, am I wrong for what I'm doing in this? And they're like, my buddy, one of the buddies in there, he had a history with the Lord, and he was kind of, he was figuring his stuff out, and he was telling me, like, man, you might want to, like, he was basically telling me, like, if you keep doing what you're doing, I don't know if I'm gonna keep talking to you. And it was really getting to that. I had to just really reflect, and like, I just remember telling God, I said, if you're real, I need you to show me. Like, make yourself known if you're really real out there. And that's when it got crazy. Like, I've never had dudes like individually walk. Like, sometimes people come to your door, maybe Jehovah's Witness or whatever, or somebody come by. Like, I remember we were in church when we were going door to door, but like, it's not a very common thing to go. Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that
sure.
either. I didn't have that. I was working at my day job, and dudes that I didn't know were from a church showed up at my day job, and the one guy ends up coming up to me while I'm working in a pet store, and I'm moving.
Not the pet store.
Yeah. I'm moving cat food cans. I have to straighten them up, make them look nice.
Oh man,
I gotta clean them up, and there's a whole row and a half of them. So I'm starting it. He comes around, starting to talk, and I'm just kind of like, back in them days, I'm like, you either want to know where something's at or you want to talk about your animals. And this dude was trying to talk to me like a conversation. So I'm like, how can I help you, sir? Like, what do you want? He's like, well, you got that cross on your neck. So where you at with that? And I was like,
came for you.
Well, I've been saying some prayers and seeking and just really looking for, by the way, because my family, my inner life was not like, they didn't hate church, but they did not take us either. My church exposure was through my grandparents. So, and that was one of those, when the authority of your parents extends to grandparents, it's like, I have to listen to y'all, because if I don't listen to y'all, I'm gonna get in trouble by my parents at home. So I'll go to church, but I don't want to go to church because I'm living a street life. Back at home, I'm smoking and drinking in the streets. I'm messing with girls at 10, 12, 13 years old. Not good, but that's what my life was. So that's why hip hop was such a, at that time, a defining, like, it just backed up what I was into. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it's just the truth, Just a side note, hip hop, man, I wish hip hop will, we'll probably be talking more about this as we move forward into this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hip hop needs to do a way better job, and probably will be. Maybe I'm prophesying. We'll do a better job of serving people instead of, like, hip hop has almost been this thing that's like self-serving instead of wide serving. You know what I mean? Because that's why it's been used to these dark agendas and these dark topics. It's like, are they real? I think they are, but it's another thing when you make them look cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're selling drugs that are killing people. How do you make that look cool? And then industries are saying, if you talk about anything else, you're gonna have consequences. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's a lot to it. That's and again, this is not firsthand. I can't even say it's firsthand.
Right.
It's just from word of mouth from other people who are in the spaces. So just listening. But sorry, so the time of in between 13 and 16. So that's essentially, I'm having this conversation with the guy, and that's where my life shifted, was in that store aisle. It was like, he handed me an invite. He said, "Can we pray with you?" Him and his other guys. And he said, "Holy Spirit's on you." I had no exposure to this other than when I was a kid. He's like, "Holy Spirit's on you." And it was like, hey, my back feels warm. Like, I don't, it was weird because I don't fool sidekicks and I don't get into no crazy spooky stuff, right? So it's like, well, I'm feeling something from this encounter. Changed my life moving forward. I trashed my hip hop playlist. As I began to make going towards the Lord, I was like, I already know. Like, you don't even got to tell me. I have the smokers. I have
you felt the conviction.
Drug. Oh yeah, I was like, I can't listen to this anymore. Like, I know, like, because I've been a rapper too. It was like, I have to get rid of this type of stuff. And like, the idea of actually rapping for the Lord was not at first. I was just like, I'm just flushing it all away. If it, you put a bottle in, you put something in a bottle and put it in the ocean. If it comes back, it's like, oh, well, I guess it kind of would, because the waves push it back in, but
it's okay.
Man.
I'm being goofy.
Did you feel a sense of like awakened to like, dude, this stuff, what I've been
ingesting?
100%.
You're like,
man, I'm driving to my grandma's one time and I'm here listening to Future, and Future's talking about Molly's and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this ain't even me. This ain't my life. Like, I don't do this. I'm done with this.
You kind of immediately took on this like a new identity almost.
Yeah,
like that.
Scales fall off your eyes. You really see things for what they are.
I guess I shouldn't say it was an instant thing, but as I kept listening, because it's just a process. It's day to day, in your mind. But yeah, it started becoming like the lyrics. I started becoming way more lyric sensitive, and that's where I started noticing, like, I got to get rid of all this, like the cussing, the subject matter, all these things. That was me in my life because of where I came from and, moving forward. And, it becoming a thing to rap for the Lord again was a blessing,
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine, his name's Anthony Bird. Me and him put out my first music project, AD, was called No Turning Back, because it was literally like, there's no turning back once you are moving forward with Jesus. There's nobody, nobody puts your hand to the plow and looks back is fit for the kingdom. So it was like, wow, it's no turning back then. Come on. That's it, so
seal deal.
Yeah.
Did you, in that transition, Tobe, did you feel like, did it come like naturally just rapping about the Lord, or did you just have to grow in terms of some discipleship of like growing with the Lord, and then you're like, oh man, I can.
Absolutely. I'm it's just cool when you hear stories like Paul. Like, Paul had to take time to, isolate himself, retrain his mind and his thinking, and then he came back on the scene. It was kind of like that, where I had to take time. Like, I remember that first year of going to that church and, sticking with it, growing, having this desire, like, I want to be baptized. I didn't even understand things all the way. And I was like, I just want to be, I know this is a fresh start. I want to be baptized, right? Happened. immediately after baptism, it's like your next step is going to this dude's Bible study. So then I started going to this guy's Bible study. I'm locked into his Bible study, growing in there. That's actually through his Bible study is where I met Allison. Like kind of going to a conference type of thing.
He met his wife.
You know what I mean? You seek the Lord. The Lord is like,
study.
The Lord is like,
That's
let me show you something. So I had to take that time to start digging into this new identity and to understand who the Lord was.
Come on.
And so that then later led to, the idea of getting back into rap. And I tell you, it is so different when you can get away with saying anything you want and it's deemed as cool. You can make yourself sound like Iron Man from the Marvel movies. You can talk about, you can talk about whatever you want and you can cuss as much as you want and be vulgar and explicit. Take all that away and then it's like, what do you got? So I'm not dissing no non-Christian artists. I'm only saying that non-Christian artists have to have skill. There are skilled non-Christian artists, but I'm saying there's a lot of filler words that get thrown in there. There's a lot of fantasies that get made up in that world.
Yeah.
Whereas in this world,
you have to keep creating the content.
You got it. The gospel is of course the greatest story ever told, but there's certain, you don't want to, you can even play that out. You can even, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of skill I've learned that's been required. And I lacked a lot of it when I dropped what I used to be like to be like, dang, I'm stripped pretty raw here. Like the God Man EP is my first solo.
I love that one, man.
That's my first project solo. And it was like, I just really recognized where I was like, I'm kind of running dry here of like, I need to keep developing as an artist and discipleship, both. It was very interesting. It was very like humbling is the right word.
Do you feel like the sanctification or the heart work really came through music for you in the Lord? Like I'm wrestling through these things. I'm flushing some of this out. Was music a good outlet as you were, being sanctified?
It was challenging at first because I didn't know where to necessarily start. In the Christian rap world. But funny story, I was hanging out with some Christians and we were just doing, I can't remember. We were like, either we were hanging out at a house or something, and Blessings came on from Lecrae and Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hearing Ty Dolla $ign on a hook. I'm like, oh, I know who this is. I'm like, y'all listening to Ty Dolla $ign? I'm like, what y'all Christians listen to Ty Dolla $ign?
Yeah.
And then I heard Lecrae rapping and I'm like, who's this dude? Like, no diss to Lecrae, but he was foreign to me, and I was just like, I don't recognize his voice. I don't like what is going on. But that song led to like, it opened the door to the possibility of like, it made a big impact on me of like getting to hear the rappers that's probably one thing I love is like the idea of the rappers I grew up listening to, the possibility of them being redeemed. I love that idea. Like, I'll say one guy, Project Pat is a guy growing up. So 3 6 Mafia, obviously. I never knew 3 6 Mafia was 666 Mafia. Never knew that. It's mind-blowing. I was like, oh my goodness. Like they were on some devil stuff and I was duped.
I didn't know that.
You see that? You see that? Ain't that nuts? I was like, you dirty dogs. Yes, it is what we think it is now.
3 6
Mafia.
It's
666 Mafia. They just put the 3. It's not 3 plus 6.
No.
So growing up with that was like,
we need to pray.
But I love because Project Pat and Juicy J are brothers. I didn't know that. Yeah, Project Pat is the older brother, and they had a pastor daddy too. Didn't know that either. I was like, man, what? But Project Pat is going by Pastor Pat now.
Wow.
No Big Deal and Project Pat got a song together. D1 and Project Pat got a song. He's still doing his thing. He's actually got a prison ministry, which is dope. Project
D1?
Pat.
Oh,
Project Pat goes into prisons and ministers to
he does.
People. So
go where the wild things are.
But I didn't know he was
redeemed
and talking about Jesus took away the sin, past, present, and the rest. I'm like, okay, like let's go more of this.
Yeah.
What's his name? And this sometimes too, I've learned to understand it doesn't mean like Lecrae has done a great job of featuring. I know it's kind of off topic.
No, you're good.
He's featured a lot of artists that would be in the secular world or
Mhm.
non-Christian world, and it doesn't make them Christian necessarily.
Mm.
But I know why Lecrae does this because Lecrae is trying to be strategic. The man owns Reach Records, right? Like he's
Mhm.
trying to reach those people's artists.
Right.
Fans.
Yeah.
Right. So not everybody he's featured is necessarily Christian, but I've listened to a lot of them talk about, like, he had conversations with Waka Flocka, and it's like
Wow,
it's
I
cool
forgot
that I
about-
get to hop on your song, because on my song I can't be talking about this stuff because my fans are not gonna like it, or my bosses or
Yeah.
who pays me
Yep.
doesn't pay me to talk about faith in
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, the
So,
subject is not the same.
Getting to get on your stuff is actually like a breath of fresh air or a relief, is what has been said to Lecrae from other artists. But it's just cool. I love that idea. So I'm sorry if when I get
No, you're good.
y'all
I
are
think
good at wrangling
I think it's
back.
important. Some people that might be listening, that you sit a lot of different words, names of artists, and so you were just naming a lot of different artists, and some of those key things to notice is like Lecrae. He's a stand-up Christian brother that loves the Lord, and he's out here and he's pretty like well known, has Grammys. Look him up. You'll be definitely blessed. I mean, this dude's got
Albums on
probably
albums.
20 different albums.
He's just dropped his 10th album.
Yeah, just a lot of rich music that has blessed me. I mean, I have a testimony of music in my story, especially hip hop music. Well, maybe we'll get into that.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
So like for me, like as you were just sharing, Tom, I think it's just cool just to see like what these artists are doing, and like you're looking up to that. It's kind of like, for you, like, instead of looking up to these, secular artists, you're like, man, what are some artists that are like, doing some good things?
Yeah.
And for me, like, I was super hypocritical about music.
Yeah.
I grew up as a pastor's kid, so I had access to the latest and greatest Christian music. Like, I remember my dad every month would get a box full of CDs and cassettes of like Toby Mac and all these things, and DC Talk or whatever. It was cool. I would like listen to it. But then like as I got older, like I would be intrigued by MTV. I would sneak watching MTV, and I was kind of, as a white dude, I don't know about white dudes, but I think white dudes are just naturally drawn to like hip hop, and like, and it's, I don't know, it's just kind of a thing that we do. And for me, I would just be so hypocritical about what I was listening to, but then I would listen to everything, from AJ 3000 to Nelly to 50 Cent to all these dudes to Ludacris. Like, it was just like very exciting, like explicit, and of course like lustful at the same time too. And my story with testimony of music is like, there's some Christian music that was coming out, but it just seemed kind of corny, but I knew it seemed,
there was no rap.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of Christian rap music.
I mean, there was not like
I've heard Lecrae mention like Cross Movement, and I don't even.
I've heard Cross Movement. Listen to it.
There's like one other group.
Yeah,
Gospel Gangsters.
Yep. Gospel Grits. DC Talk was kind of like the OG of like a couple guys kind of rapping, singing.
That's cool. Well,
the story is, the guy came, I'm a freshman at University of Toledo. On campus, there's this Christian, I would call it like a festival, but like Christian rap concert at the university hall. Like, this is on campus. It's sponsored by, I don't know who sponsored it, but I think it was like a church. And they had this OG rapper named Flame. He's a Christian rapper.
Wow. Flame came to Toledo?
Flame came to Toledo. This guy, I mean, I was like...
What year would you say this is?
It was my freshman year.
I know. What year is that?
That is... That's 2007.
Okay.
So I'm out there, and I get invited.
He's old school at that time? Flame is?
College freshman.
Yeah,
I was like, that's my
Flame's been around for a while, and probably longer than Lecrae almost. And I remember going to this concert, and some dude right to the left of me, he was literally rapping every single verse. Like,
He knew who Flame was.
He knew Flame. I was like, who is this guy? And Flame gets up there. He's sharing his testimony. He's talking about truth, the things of God. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But he shared testimony. He's like, I could have signed a contract right then and there. I could have got $1 million, but I couldn't talk about Jesus.
Bye.
And he said, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? As a freshman college, just someone
Crazy.
I was just like, dude, this guy's legit. And then I started really listening to what he was being said. I started like, oh my goodness, man, this brother's preaching and speaking to me. And I remember he played Joyful Noise. I think he played it about twice because Joyful Noise is like that. Oh man, features Lecrae. And I heard that song. I was like, what? This is Flame song featuring Lecrae.
Yeah.
And I just remember I bought his CD.
Yeah, you did.
I went home in my dorm room and I literally went on my old school laptop and deleted every secular song that I had that was influencing me, that it wasn't the right way. And I was just kind of awakened. And because I'm part of the piece that, as believers, if we really want to grow and draw near to God, we got to cut some stuff off.
Oh yeah.
And for me, that was the biggest thing. Like, if we want to go after God, like it's like anything. If you want to be committed to something, you can't be half it.
You got to draw a line.
Yeah. And so I just know for me, it was just like super liberating. And it was just like, it's a testimony in my life of how music, and now I'm like really big into like and it's really encouraging where Christian hip hop is now.
Yes.
And I know
for sure.
You can speak to that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what my hodgepodge story about hip hop.
I love that. And that's just, you were saying, how the hypocritical part, not taken away from it, like there's just a part of life in we all struggle with the flesh to where it's like, I'm not supposed to do that, right? And that's our flesh picking at us. So that's another reason of why people were drawn to it. And lyrically speaking, like it almost is like by the time you actually catch what's being said, it's like you've already been caught by the rhythm and the beat.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily wrong in and of itself. It's just, again, it's what's being delivered in the vehicle. And a lot of like what we were talking about and what you're seeing, a lot of it was because you know what I mean. Like it's nice to hear something that sounds good. A lot of non-Christian music does sound good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's a level of skill in that. Like the production of it, the display of it, even how the flow of how people talk and things like that. Like artists are skilled in that way. But again, it's the message. Like it's crazy. I don't know if y'all recently seen I seen like D1 and Rick Ross, like, and Jim Jones. Like D1 was calling them out for like, y'all talk about the things that destroy the Black community, like killing each other and selling drugs. Like y'all talk about that and make millions off of that. And the counter to it is you give away free turkeys on Thanksgiving. Like, what is like the double standard? You know what I mean? Of like, are you really helping? So why did I even bring that up? Just I don't remember why I brought that up. I just was thinking about it, and it just really made me like, that whole redemptive idea I was talking about with artists. I want to see artists redeemed. So, it's good that they get called out on BS when it's
warranted.
When it's warranted. So I think that's where I was going.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But I think that's so cool. So like when you think about like artistry, it's like we were made by a creator that creates. And it's just a cool way to reflect God.
Yes.
And how he is a mastermind in us. And I just think that's so cool that that's the way that the creator of the world works through people is through words, you know, and I think that's just
Yeah.
a really cool way
Yes.
to be able to flow and to off the dome just think of things and just like put things together or just have some
Yeah.
like clever. I love when rappers are clever,
Mm-hmm.
like using words and just like I think that's just like the coolest, and then I just feel like that reflects God in a big
Absolutely.
way.
Absolutely.
I mean, people can paint, people can.
Absolutely.
There's
Man.
different ways you can express yourself within art,
Yes.
but like words, it's like, man,
Yeah.
it's just different.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it makes me think of like, you know, even referring to like music in the, you know, in the Bible, like the Psalms, you know, it's like rich music that you get to see and like can dwell on and like,
Absolutely.
wow, okay, like there's some creativity of, you know, how those Psalms are written and music and how we can do it and use it. It just showcases God's glory.
It does.
I don't know which one it is, but one of them psalms says to praise the Lord skillfully, like music wise. It's like being skilled at what you do musically is praise and worship, you know?
Absolutely.
I want to be listening to somebody.
Or you think about
Jesus, clang, like, bro, go do it somewhere else. It's
or
not
like
wrong that you love me.
Deborah had a song after their victory.
Yeah.
After JL took the tent peg and
crazy
hurt somebody,
crazy.
took him out. But then also Mary had a song.
Yes.
Man.
I mean, there's just the number of different things that have happened in the Bible having to do with lyrics and songs.
Yeah.
It's just a way to like express yourself.
Yes, definitely. So Toby, let me ask you about like you now. Let's, you know, talk about how things are going with music. What does it look like for you? What helps you? How is it ministry to you? Is it ministry for others? You know, when it comes
how do you
to
filter your lyrics? How's that?
Yeah. So it's definitely ministry to myself and to others as well. I've started to identify a lot of my like who I'm trying to reach is me from back then.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And so
That's deep.
I'm learning more, I'm tapping more into artistry as it is, as in like, you know, there can almost be this. I struggle with what people think about me. So that if I'm not careful can influence how I'm making my stuff. But as of late, I'm like, I'm the artist. So if this is appealing to me, that's what's giving it its value. Not I can't even. How can I even perceive other people if they're gonna like this or not? So it's a goofy mind battle sometimes. So that's been a lot of it. Is like make this thing being authentic to yourself and make your former self the target. You know, share about what you deal with now to be transparent, to be relatable.
Yeah.
But keep that in mind. And so that's been a lot of it. It's been really fun. Like when you like starting with the God Man EP, I've been able to take that and almost start to form a narrative. Like I haven't wrote books, but it'd be essentially my albums are like books. So the God Man EP would be the book of how I met the Lord and what my life immediately was from that point on. But I've learned of like there's more to tell of my next. Well, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of us, but I made a song called Warrior in 2022, and originally that was meant to a project of war theme was meant to come right after that, but life can get ahead of you. So my next project is war themed, and it's spiritual warfare. This is definitely, you know, Christian thought and understanding that we're talking about here. Spiritual warfare is understanding we don't fight against flesh and blood. We don't freaking pull out snipers and shoot people that just talk the truth in love. Like we don't just kill people because we disagree with them, right? We pray for our enemies and we pray, you know, in against things in the heavenlies that are the dark influences to people killing themselves, killing each other and thinking they're better than each other and betraying and lying to each other, right? So that is my next project is I'll actually tell you, it's called Man of War.
Man of War.
Because
for such a time as this.
Because really, I wanted to be clear on the God Man EP. Is like you meet Jesus and your life gets enlightened. Things change. Joy comes in your life. But also, that is just like stepping through the door. You know what I mean? Like you step through it, you walk out of darkness, you step into a door with bright lights on, and it's kind of like, ooh, right? And then your eyes will adjust eventually, and then you can start seeing around you, and you can know like this life and this faith that we live. Now we start going against former patterns and former mindsets, generational mindsets that are crooked and corrupt.
Yeah.
Like you start having to go against the grain of all you've ever known, and it's not comfortable.
Not at all.
Need, Jesus said, "Who's my mother and my brother? Those who do the will of my Father." Like you almost have to leave family behind. Like there's so many dynamics to this that are like this. Like Jesus is cool, but then you have to really sit and reflect. Like, am I gonna go through with this? Like this is something that's supposed to be me and him until death does us part kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to highlight the first fact. You meet Jesus is great. The second part is it's war. Like you sign up, like you are enlisted. I'm thankful that it's actually, I say I'm thankful I wasn't a part of like World War II or Vietnam or anything like that. But I mean, it's just as much a war in our hometown as it is. You know what I mean? It doesn't look the same.
Yeah, sure.
But the same dark influences are pushing agendas on us, man. So that's the second theme. So that's that's first narrative. Going to the second narrative, I have a third narrative. It's more identity based. You meet Jesus, you get into war, and that war changes you. But eventually, you're going to be walking in an identity that settles over you, and that's how you determines how you live and how you see and how you do.
Wow.
That's how you stick on a course.
So after those 3 projects, it's all in the Lord's hands about what's next. Another one, I don't know, guys.
Dude,
let's see.
So that's like your thought process is it's like it's not quick. It's slow. It's patient. And you're really probably just trusting because I think even like putting stuff out there, you want to be careful of those ears. Even with us doing this is like, we want to be sensitive enough of what we're trying to do. So that's really cool that you feel like you working through music, it's like a God just kind of working on you and blessing you and meeting you. Would you say that?
Absolutely.
That's happening.
100%. And man, to be seen by God is like,
yeah,
for real. Like you see me,
and you're just, and one thing I think it's kind of like almost like a prayer. Like you're praying.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of depends on like what you're saying in the tone of that song or whatever it may be. But it is like almost like a prayer of like, and you're just expressing that.
Do you have a favorite song that you've written? Like top of the list, like hands down, this is my favorite.
Man.
This cuts straight to my heart.
Out of everything I have out now, I think Choices might be my like favorite. Like it was my favorite because of how it's crazy when you have a story, and it's another thing when you get to articulate it and share it in a way like that. So it's been an awesome way of like, it's like that would be, as of right now, that would definitely be like the summary of the idea of like, if I get to come back from the future and talk to my younger self, Choices would be that song.
Yeah.
I would play for my younger self.
I know that. I gotta re-listen to your stuff, man.
Do you have one for your daughter?
Oh,
not made. So
but it's up here.
Yeah,
It's
well,
cooking?
there were times
Oh.
where I'd be rocking her to sleep and like I'd get some like melodies going and I just would turn on my recorder and record them. So they're still in their embryo form in my voice recordings.
Embryo
You know what I
form,
mean?
brother.
They're still in there. So I'm
Oh,
like,
let's go.
you never know. And
Wow.
she is musical, man. She is funny. We turn on worship, we turn on Disney songs, we turn on rap music, bro. She's like, she's clapping, she sings in her own way. She's got this little Fisher Price DJ table, man. She
Come
gets
on.
the scratching, and she
Let's
gets the bopping.
go.
She'll be standing up doing her shoulders like this. I'm like,
Do
where'd
it.
you learn
Man,
this, bro?
She
that's
leaning back.
amazing.
Yeah, she be doing her thing. I'm like, who taught you this?
Dude, that's so sweet.
It's
That's
so
so cool,
amazing.
Toe.
Yeah.
Again, shout out just Toe. People can definitely listen to your music. You're on Spotify, right?
Yes,
You're on
sir.
Apple Music.
Yep. Spotify, Apple, YouTube
Toby
as well.
Jacobi.
Yes, sir.
You
Man.
YouTube too?
Yes. Because I got a couple videos out, so
Nice.
YouTube is a place for videos.
It's so cool just to hear a perspective of just an honest artist.
Yeah.
Of the ups and downs of it all. And I definitely am excited for you, but it's cool just to hear the heart behind why you do music and
Absolutely.
and what that does to you, how God speaks to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a rich time, like, as you into, creating a beat and then you're writing a song, like a love song to the Lord. Like, man,
Yeah.
there's probably nothing like that, man.
Yeah.
And then how that can be a blessing for others. That's so good. So, did you have anything?
I was just gonna ask you. I was gonna say, what would you say to people that are maybe wrestling? Maybe they are moving toward the Lord, as we've seen in our land. There's just a shift that's happening.
Yeah.
What would you say to young people that are like wrestling? Like, man, I love this music. I love this artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's so worldly, so
Yeah.
secular. Like, what was some encouragement you may give somebody that's like, but I want to pursue the Lord, but I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you? Yeah, what would you say to them?
Stepping or not half stepping, but just a
Can't let
tug
go.
of war
Mm-hmm.
type of a thing, man. That's a tough place to be in. And, I would definitely say to really reflect on your own life. What do you really want in your own life, first and foremost? Do you want what Jesus has to offer, which is life and life abundantly, right? An eternal life. Do you want what the music is offering you that you're listening to? Do you want violence if that's what's in the music? Do you want, these type of things? Like, and I don't mean that in like it can seem like the outcome of those things, not upfront those things, because the Bible is clear that bless you, sin is pleasurable for a time.
For a
but
time.
the wages of sin is death, is what the Bible says, right?
Yeah.
So a second thing I would say is really to reflect on your life. Like, is what you've listened to or what you've been a part of, how has it influenced your life to this point, right? And the second thing would really be who you have around too, because when I reflect back on my life, when I got into trouble, like, it was because of who I was with.
Wow.
They were in something and they reached a hand out to pull me into it. They didn't make me. Nobody could have made me get into trouble, but getting into pornography at your young age, smoking and drinking, going after girls was because of the kid I was hanging with, a couple of kids,
Yeah.
almost got into fighting and things like just silly stuff. So who are you hanging with and what do they stand for?
Right.
It's really that too. Like, you have to stand for something. What's the saying?
Or you'll fall for everything?
Yeah, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you have to stand for something.
Yeah.
Your life has to. What's the meaning of everything? You have to have an answer for these questions for yourself.
Yep.
So that's what I would say. I would,
Can you tell?
I got one other thing.
I want to hear him. You just gotta hit some rap. Give us some lyrics.
Wait,
brother.
real quick. I saw on another pod, I how a dad will make their child, like if they're listening to something, he'll print out the lyrics and have them read it to them. And so if you can't read the lyrics to your parents or your grandparents,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't be listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just a really good gut check.
That is
For
a
young
nice
people.
gut
like
shot.
that. Really, really. Yeah, if you can't share that with your family and
You probably shouldn't be
look 'em-
listening.
yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
Just a gut check. Sorry.
yeah. All right.
Is that okay? I saw
The
something.
camp.
Yeah, we lost video. It's okay.
We lost video. It's okay.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
how it works
It
out,
only
but
sits for
it's
an
all
hour.
good.
It's one of them
It's
30-minute
perfect
things.
because
or something.
it's perfect because now we're just gonna hear.
Yeah, now we can just.
Now you hear you guys spit a couple verses for us,
For
bro.
sure.
So, we'll step back and say, "This is Toby Jacobi. What are you gonna be?
Sure.
You got something you want? What you got? A certain song you want to rap on, or you want to freestyle, bro? All right, we'll get out of the way. Give it away.
Oh,
This is
you
Toby
good.
Jacobi. Here he is.
Yeah. So this one I shared first was it was actually the first single that I put out as like a solo artist. When I put out No Turning Back, my buddy, him and I were like, we were just kind of using that as a project to get back in, you gotta, getting back in shape kind of a thing.
Yeah,
so that's what that was. But this was like, okay, this is me. I'm paying for the distribution of my music. This is me, right? This is my start. So this song was I could do verse 1 of Before I Knew, right? So the song is basically that before I knew that Jesus was real and that the living God sees me as well. So that's the subject matter. So
all right.
Talking about myself. He thought he was the man, thought he had the plan, thought he had the band, thought he was going from grands to grand slam, but he was dead wrong. He thought he was stepping up, but he was getting set up to get stepped on. Little did he know that all of this would lead him to be transformed, so he pressed on. It's hard to give up on the ship that you've been building, especially when it was leading to a new world for him and his pilgrims. See, the truth is he was ignorant and his blindness was serious, but the Lord said, I give you vision. Follow me, I got a new mission. Wait a second, now you tripping. How can I just be different? I don't believe in genie wishing. I've done things and I ain't innocent. But really though, I wasn't listening. When I chose him, he cleansed me. Devil said that he condemns me. You can see things have been messy. Tell me, do you ever know the gospel message? Where the one who trusts God is blessed. Humans were the ones who chose a death sentence, but the Lord fixed the wreckage and reset it. Tell me, catch it, did you catch it? Or you let a runner steal the base? Your life is on a time limit. It'll end like the base.
Wow. That's what I'm talking
about.
about.
Man.
Wow.
Dude.
Fire.
There's so much into that, bro. so much like this is like
so much theology.
It's like
it was a lot.
There's man. Can you give us one more one more verse or something?
Yeah.
Don't get greedy.
Dude.
They gotta go
that's
listen.
all right.
The listeners that go listen for themselves.
I know.
Yeah, no, that's out. And
yes.
I was debating on another project. Well, my buddy Anthony and I were actually working on another follow-up from the first thing we did.
Yeah.
Because he's his own artist too.
Yeah.
And he's been putting out his own music. So it's kind of a similar thing. No Turning Back is like, if you've seen the cover of No Turning Back, it's like we're going up this stairway. It's kind of like going up Stairway to Heaven, right? And the idea of this is like when you get to the top of the stairs, you think it's about to be paradise. But when you actually get to the top of the stairs, it's literally like warfare. Like you get to the top and it's people like killing is happening. Like oh shoot, like we gotta And so it's called A Turn for the Worst. And I think I want to share this just because it sounds dark, but it's kind of like Psalms. Sometimes Psalms are dark, you know? And so one of the songs on there, this isn't even put together yet, but I just want to, I don't know. It just popped into my head to share. So I'm going to just share the lyrics of it. The song is called My Peace.
Peace. My peace.
And I'm going to share. So where's that peace of mind? It's been hard to find. I've been on the grind, but really I'm tired. Pray my pain and temptations would subside from inside. My sin want to take me like riptide. Most things in my upbringing been a misguide. I feel handcuffed like a zip tie, dry like a fish fry. I don't really got no friends, homie. Nobody checking in on me. I got ones who say they love me, but they love to take from me. I got others love to say they love me, but they don't know me, Brody. I feel lonely. Lord, show me how to walk in your power every moment. I know you hear my groaning. I just want to keep growing. Close to you, I'm glowing. Pure, holy, I'm potent. In faith, I'ma pray and keep it in motion. Know you're gonna bring that heavenly motion. Know you're gonna help me walk in truth despite these strong emotions. You're the cure to my poison. I'ma keep my sword sharp and pointed. And I'ma keep my shield anointed. I'm no disappointment, you heard me?
Oh man, please drop that. Please put that
I know
up.
it's gonna be fun. That project's gonna be
Oh
fun.
my.
When's that expected to come out? It's in the works.
It's
Okay,
in the works.
Okay.
Bro, Toby, man, it has been so much fun just you sharing the ups and downs, man, the flows, the goes, man, just their heartbeat, man. It's so
flows
rich.
and goes.
The flow, as I'm trying to rippity rap, man.
I like it.
You know, I've always joked around that. I always joked around that you're gonna feature me.
I am. I want you on a song of mine. So in the beginning of this, this is Man of War. So
Oh man,
I have an intro to a song.
Yeah.
Like you're like an announcer guy.
Oh my gosh.
So you're playing like like the dirty car salesman kind of a guy.
Oh
like
yeah,
that's the kind of guy you're playing.
I got that deep voice for that, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
like you
go.
gotta you know what I mean? Like you're selling something. You're like,
oh yeah.
like you want to engage in this
Oh
with
yeah,
your whole life.
That big guy.
You want to pay with your life, don't you?
Oh,
and then there's a part where I'm like, get this dude out of here, right?
Come
Kinda
on,
like
guy.
that.
Oh man, you
But I
really?
want you
Thanks.
on that.
I got you, Toe. You say the word, I'm there, bro.
I just haven't
Man.
shared with you yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun talking with you, Toby. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks for coming out.
being vulnerable too, man.
Yeah.
That means a
Having me.
lot, man.
Yeah.
I love what y'all are doing.
Vulnerability.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Toby.
Thanks for having me.
We just, I don't know. We just out here trying.
I love it.
We've been fun.
But man,
Fun.
support brother Toby. And if there's any record labels out there, whatever, some good gospel record labels, I want to
Reach Records.
support Toby. He the working man. He's a father man. He's a good dad, good husband. But I love that you're passionate about it, and you still
doing it.
Still want to do it.
For sure.
And I know it's blessing you and it's blessing others, and so we want to support that because it points people to Jesus.
Come on.
So. Man, thanks, Toby. And we'll definitely put some links in for your music and how to get that. And but thanks all for tuning in. Another episode of White Chocolate. And man, till we meet again. Thanks.
Peace.
God bless. Peace out.